Late afternoon on the outskirts of Brentwood. Rob and Emily are out in the unmarked Vectra. Intelligence has just alerted them about a suspected phony ambulance that's been seen outside an Ipswich hospital earlier in the day. Having just pinged ANPR cameras further down the road, Rob and Emily set out to investigate.
We need to catch it before it gets to 29 in case we've lost it. We're looking for a car with real, like, Battenberg on the back of it. There it is. Okay. See it on the brow of the hill?
Yeah, I see it. It's just in front of that white van.
They soon spot an emergency vehicle up ahead. But is it genuine or a fake?
It's got an ambulance written on the back of it. Get onto Suffolk now while we're...
Emily radios base for some help identifying the vehicle.
Could you get onto Suffolk and just bottom out whether this is definitely, the ambulance or not?
But before Suffolk can respond, the ambulance activates its emergency lights.
Does he have authority to drive the blue lights?
I don't know, it could be interesting. He's trying not to get pulled over, I reckon, maybe.
It's a surreal situation. It's not often the cops are the ones following the blue lights.
He's spotted us. He must have spotted us, and that's why.
With both emergency service vehicles parked up, it's time for a chat.
Hi, you all right? You all right? Is this your car?
Sorry?
Is it your car?
It is, yeah.
Your own private car, or...?
No, I've got a service car.
Oh, right. Have you got a driving licence and identification on you?
I'm afraid.
No, OK.
You got no identification at all, not a bank card or anything with your name on it?
I even know, to be honest, I pulled over because I had a call. I think there's been an accident on the call now.
So he was on his way to attend an accident around the corner.
So you work for the ambulance service, do you?
I do, yeah.
Oh, right. Right, what's your name?
I'm afraid I can't say anything from the camera, I'm afraid.
Why's that? Why's that?
I'll have to speak to that back of your
OK,
vehicle.
come and speak to me at the back of the vehicle, then.
He seems strangely reluctant to give his name. Is there such a thing as an undercover paramedic?
He said that he was going to an accident to possibly help out an ambulance, but cars, I've never seen a vehicle like this help an ambulance. It's normally like the solo paramedic cars, and they're completely different vehicles, let alone, he doesn't appear to have like the radio. It all seems a bit weird, really.
So it's actually an ambulance, is it?
Yeah, we do also some film work as well.
Film work?
Yeah.
What film work do you do?
It's mostly like the Bill and EastEnders.
Oh, right. Where's your first aid kit?
If I choose TV work, that's all on set.
So what are you doing in it today, this afternoon, this evening?
Are you a paramedic?
No, I'm a technician. To be honest, it's going down to be repaired at the moment. Because it's a problem with the front indicator at the moment, so that's being repaired now.
Right, OK.
So, he's a TV extra and an ambulance technician on his way to an accident with no medical equipment via the garage to repair an indicator.
Right. I'm a bit confused, obviously. I know you've been talking to my colleague. But so basically, you're a technician, yeah? So normally you'd work in ambulances and things like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? OK. It just seems a bit bizarre because normally you'd expect the back to be kitted out in some respect, wouldn't you?
Time to establish some hard facts using the lantern, a mobile fingerprint device linked to the police database.
What we're going to do, we're just going to quickly stick your fingerprint on this, just because obviously the report that we've had, we need to just bottom out that you, because you only don't have any ID, we have to just bottom out that you are who you say you are. All right?
Okay.
Take your right index finger.
Right index.
That's strange. An ambulance technician who doesn't know his index finger. And when the result comes back, there's yet another discrepancy.
Well, funnily enough, the details he's given me, he comes back on fingerprint as not as.
How often is this wrong?
Oh, this is it's fingerprints. It says here the respondent is high, so even if it's low, it's not normally wrong. But high means unless he's got someone else's finger.
Let's see the height.
Hop in the car for a minute, yeah, and we'll be with you just to keep warm if nothing
Rob
else.
knows that this bloke's been giving him the runaround and gets back on the blower to Suffolk to see if they can shed any light on the situation.
Basically, we had a call from the ambulance service this morning.
Yeah.
Basically, they said that they'd had a report to them of someone driving around in a white marked up van as an ambulance, pretending to be a paramedic.
Right.
It was told to us that he'd been seen hanging around Ipswich Hospital.
Yeah.
The van was all marked up, blue lights on the side.
Yeah.
It says on here it is possible that he's known by the Met and has previously been arrested for impersonating ambulance or police.
Okay.
Rob's heard enough and decides to take him into the nick. whoever he is.
We're going to go to a police station now. I'm going to arrest you for instructing a police constable in the execution of his duty, OK? Because I don't believe you're who you are. I don't believe the details you give me are correct. Don't really understand what this whole ambulance thing's about either. I'm going to pop you in the back of our car. We'll search this and we'll bring this back with us and we'll go from there, OK?
OK.
Jump out.
The mystery man is led off to Brentwood.
Single crew for handcuff for officer arrest.
Back at the station, the suspect admits that he gave them false details because he's only got a provisional licence. But that still doesn't explain the phony ambulance. Rob gives it a search to see if it will give up any clues.
He says he works, or he's employed by, which is all a little bit grey, Essex Healthcare. Going through the car, we found a stab vest here for London Ambulance Service, an NHS London Ambulance Service fleece. You've got fluorescents, fairly patient transport service, London Ambulance. In here, these look like these have been cut off of coats. London Ambulance Service again. He's even got here that somewhere I think I saw that he might even be some sort of paramedic inspector. Really need to find out exactly who he works for. I think probably Essex Ambulance, Essex Healthcare is something he's just made up and goes with in some weird kind of fancy land that he lives in. You wouldn't want him turning up if you call 999, put it that way.
The wannabe paramedic later pleaded guilty to driving without insurance or a licence and obstructing a police officer. He was fined £150 and received 6 points on his provisional licence. He was also warned never to use the blue lights again when driving on public roads. Over by Stansted Airport, the Interceptors are taking part in an ANPR operation. Russell Gay is single crewed in one of the new Evo 10s. He's on the lookout for dodgy motors and soon spots a guy on his mobile, towing an unsafe-looking boat.
The strap underneath don't look because if it's tied up. Certainly the one in the middle is pretty loose.
He jumps out for a quick inspection of the van and trailer and a chat with the driver.
All right, do you want to jump out? Yep.
Yes.
I've stopped you for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
Talking on your mobile phone, number one. Also, your windscreen's cracked.
Yes, I know.
Well, so why are you driving it with a really badly cracked windscreen?
Is it really badly?
Yeah.
Is it illegal to drive like this?
Yeah.
Well, close the camera, please.
The driver questions Russ's judgment, but the crack is way over the legal limit.
You're allowed that, the view on that side,
Okay.
and you're allowed that on that side.
So what action should I do? Should I just abandon the car? I shouldn't drive it? Or
Yeah.
I should replace it ASP?
No, you can't drive it. As soon as you crack the windscreen as badly as that, as soon as you get home, the first thing you got to do is...
Exactly, but
Yeah.
it just happened now.
No,
This
it
is-
didn't just happen now. I can see that it's been there for a while because of the types of crack that it is on there.
Russ has caught him out telling porkies, but the driver's got an honest explanation for why he hasn't had it fixed.
But some people, unfortunately, don't have the time and are not as sad as some people to have all the time, oh, windscreen is cracked today, straight away let's go and swap it.
The problem is that you don't know, the reasons behind why it's an offence. It's not only, a problem with the view, but because it's called a bonded windscreen. This is bonded here, so that is part of the structural integrity of the vehicle. Because if you're involved in an accident, it's not going to crumple in the correct way, because this is what we call a bonded windscreen.
So, it needs fixing immediately, but the driver's on a tight schedule.
The thing, I'm going to Italy. 5:30 I have to be at Port to Ramsgate. What do I tell them?
You're not going to be there at all unless you get the windscreen sorted, because I've just explained to you what the score is. Number one, it's visibility, and number two, it's structural integrity.
He can't drive hundreds of miles with the windscreen like that, and there's only one way for Russ to make sure he gets it fixed.
So I intend now to issue what's called a prohibition notice to the vehicle, which will now prevent you from driving the vehicle until that's sorted out. So you're going to have to get a windscreen company to come and sort your vehicle out.
You arrange now, do whatever you want with it.
Right, and what's your language?
The thought of missing the boat has got the bloke riled. He needs to belt up.
I'll issue the forms.
Russ lets the outburst slide, but the driver hasn't finished exchanging pleasantries.
All right, okay, that's it. Thank you very much.
Okay, goodbye. Thank you very much. I'm disgusted. Have a miserable life like you're supposed to, sir.
God almighty.
Ticket written, explained and issued. Now Russ can get back to looking for iffy motors with the ANPR.
Okay, today we're at Stansted just doing an ANPR operation here.
But look who's back. At least this time he's on foot.
Hello, sir. Can I talk to you?
Go on.
I took your advice and I gave a call to all the companies around here who do replace or repair the windscreen, and they said
Okay.
it's not possible. The earliest one is tomorrow.
Okay, well, unfortunately then you can't drive on the road, you're going to have to call a breakdown truck to come and collect your vehicle.
I called them and they won't come.
They will come.
Because, well, they said you're not a member of AA, they won't come. Have you got any telephone numbers, please?
Here we go.
With the guy finally sorted, Russ can crack on with the ANPR operation. He's just having a quick word with one driver though, when lo and behold, the boat's back. Russ is not going to be best pleased to see the driver back on the road, just minutes after he gave him the prohibition notice.
Right?
Why are you driving the vehicle?
I'm driving the vehicle to go to Italy.
No, you can't. You've got a prohibition notice, and it says quite clearly on there, you can't drive it until the defects are rectified.
Right.
That means you ain't driving it.
You're arresting me?
I am arresting you now.
Okay.
All right.
Some people just won't be told.
Come with me.
And this stubborn driver's road trip to Italy is now taking a detour via Stansted Nick. The man eventually accepted a fixed penalty notice for driving the vehicle under prohibition. He did, however, miss the boat. That's still at the compound along with his van. He has yet to collect either of them. It's late morning in Thurrock. The Interceptors are out on patrol. Mike Bignall, aka Biggers, is out alone in the Scooby.
Yeah, so just short of Circus Tavern petrol station.
He's just been called to help out fellow Interceptor Andy, who stopped a lorry carrying a rather unusual load. Is it a Porsche? Is it a Jag? No, it's a second-hand milk float. And an old tatty one at that. They may have a duty to examine vehicles on the back of lorries to see if they're stolen, but Biggers is certainly milking this one.
We don't know, we're just trying to find some details on the vehicle at the moment as to what it is, but at the moment I don't think we're having much luck.
Having no luck with the van, Biggers turns his attention to the man.
He's doing me a DL, see if he's disqualified.
And he quickly discovers that the driver doesn't even have a licence.
You're going to have to walk, sweetheart, because he ain't got a driving licence.
The girl might not look too happy, but the dog's lapping it up. Shame the same can't be said about this chap.
So what's happening now then? Am I going to fill a bit of paper and just walk away or what?
Yeah, in a minute.
Come on, fill it in, mate. Man, I want to get going.
If you keep swearing, you're going to be a busy man who gets arrested, aren't you?
Get going. What are we all hanging about for? What are we all hanging about for? I've got 1,000 things to do, mate.
Just wait a minute.
Take it. Right, look at it, all of it.
I've already told you, if you swear again, you're going to get arrested. Do you understand that?
Well, can I get going, Governor, or
No,
what?
not at the moment. You can wait until we're sorted.
What am I waiting for?
He might be getting stressed out, but he's got more bad news to come.
You're shown as wanted for minor road traffic offences back in November last year. All right, it's a warrant that's backed for bail.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is arrest you now and then bail you now.
Yeah.
You understand that?
This new process helps the police churn out court dodgers in no time at all.
It's easier to arrest him and bail him here and now than take him to the police station. So here and now, 20 minutes, done and dusted.
Realising how lucky he is not to get nicked, he's now more interested in the cars than rushing off.
Come on, who's got the faster car then? Which one's fastest?
Probably about the same.
What horsepower?
About 300.
300. I've got an old transit van at 350 per.
With only a provisional licence, his delivery days are over.
Key.
Keep that safe, Governor.
Yeah, don't
Keep
lose
that
it.
Safe.
With their matching his and her jackets, these two are clearly safety conscious. Shame they didn't give the same amount of attention to the lorry.
To get the batteries secured, because the batteries are loose. You can't drive it with loose batteries. All right, this is a hazard.
Yeah.
Also, they need to get the windscreen fixed at some point.
Get the windscreen fixed?
Yeah.
She's a quality old lorry though, she's a quality old lorry.
I can see. Do you want to swap?
I would swap that for the world.
Okay.
For now, his lorry and his milk float are in the capable hands of biggers.
Give me that 500 quid, you can take a lot. I'll let you have a
Right, okay.
But he's clearly not crying over spilt milk.
It's the long walk home, the long walk home. Gotta love the long walk home. You've gotta love the long walk home.
Yeah.
The lad received a £60 fine and 3 points for no licence. He also racked up £550 in storage costs. It's early afternoon in Southend.
That'll be my next purchase for the summer. Patio heater.
Jerry is behind the wheel of one of the Evo 10s. And Roger is alongside, keeping his eyes peeled for a serial offender.
We're looking for a Vauxhall Astra colour black. It's been responsible for over the last couple of weeks stealing boilers from plumbing shops.
The car triggered an ANPR camera an hour ago as it headed into Southend. Roger's been looking for these boys for a while and knows the way they operate.
Whether the plumbing shops he's targeting are the way they have their displays are such that people can go in, distract the 1 or 2 members of staff that are working behind the counter, and he just comes up and picks it up, puts it in his vehicle and drives off. Which is, what, probably £1,000 a time. Can't be bad.
Sorry.
The Interceptors are going to search the local plumbers merchants to try and catch them in the act. If they're still wearing the same outfits, then they shouldn't be too difficult to spot.
Right, the passenger could be wearing a tabard, a yellow tabard. That's handy, isn't it? Because if it goes past here, you go, oh, there he is. This is one of the industrial estates. Build base, this has probably got a plumbing side to it.
Plumbing and heating.
Yeah.
They don't find any sign of the Astra on the estate, but as they head for the exit, news comes through that it's just triggered another camera a couple of miles away.
Up here then.
The ANPR system has revealed where the car is and the direction it's heading. And with the Interceptors' knowledge of the local roads, they've worked out where they might be able to cut it off.
Yes, we're going to get to Crooked Corner.
It's touch and go to get there in time, but the Evo 10 gives them a fighting chance. The rally-bred car's four-wheel drive transmission delivers a whopping 295 brake horsepower, which translates to 0 to 60 in a nifty 4.7 seconds. The pair can't afford to get caught in traffic.
Nicely done. Thank you, Mr. Fiesta.
It's a race against time. If they're going to head the vehicle off at the pass, then every second counts.
It's just coming out Victoria Avenue, Southend, towards a roundabout that we're going to come to shortly. So we might be just in time. He's got a couple of sets of lights to go through as well, so I'll sit over there, mate.
Just on them little hatchings.
Hopefully we might have timed it just right.
They're in position, and now it's crunch time. If the suspects have already gone past or turned off the road, then they'll have slipped through the net.
There was a plumbing centre in Fairfax Drive.
Yeah, there is.
So he might not even get here. If he does, that means he's on the move. Oh, a little Vauxhall there, near side lane.
It's a brilliant spot from Roger as the Astra comes through, almost hidden by the other cars. Now Jerry needs to catch it fast before the suspects can duck onto a side street.
We're behind that vehicle. Yeah. Tango Romeo 6. Behind the Astra, going to stop it on the 127 just before the Shell garage.
Get ready for a runner.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right, I'll get the driver in. You can have the other two, right?
Oh wait till you got the keys.
Is this your car?
Yeah, mate.
You had it long?
Yeah, about a year and a half.
About a year and a half. You're under arrest on suspicion of theft of boilers. So you're not saying... Yep.
For what?
Theft of boilers.
Theft of boilers?
Plumbing boilers, yep.
What? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Well, that'll all make sense when we talk to you later on at an interview.
The passengers are arrested as well. They could be the phony workmen that have been distracting the staff in the plumbing robberies.
OK, so it may or may not be you, you may or may not be linked, but you're in the vehicle, so that's why you've been arrested.
All right, sweet.
Do you understand, yeah?
All right, sweet.
With the suspects restrained, they can start searching the car for evidence. There's a couple of high-vis vests in the boot, which tie in with the witness statements.
Take these in.
There's another one of them. I didn't know we want to take them in or not.
Yeah, 'cause it's on the intel, isn't it? Right, buddy, do you want to put that out then? Because your car's here to take you in.
It's been a perfectly executed job. The ANPR system and the Interceptors' local knowledge have combined to great effect.
3 males arrested, taken to custody, so it's a really good result, actually.
Despite not finding any stolen goods, the car is enough of a link to the crimes to arrest the men for burglary and theft. When it comes to being an Essex boy, there's one bit of kit which is a compulsory accessory: a brash motor. But the problem with young lads and high-powered cars is that all too often they get carried away. Young male drivers are far more likely than any other motorists to be involved in an accident, and it's no wonder why we're driving like this. Tonight, the Interceptors are keeping an eye on some boy racers in Basildon.
All those ones over there in that corner, they're the ones who can afford to customise and modernise their cars, and these are all the ones with the cheap cars.
Grant's at the wheel of the Volvo V70. And Sean's alongside checking out the souped-up motors.
Here they go, look.
Look at them. They're the Honda Club.
Festival Leisure in Basildon, or Baz Vegas as it's known to the locals, is like a mecca for the local boy racers. They get a bad rap from some quarters, but petrol head Grant takes a more sympathetic view.
Nothing wrong with it, so long as they don't do it to upset anybody else. It's when they start getting carried away and doing donuts and wheel spins and stupid things that it gets dangerous.
They're not just here to admire the view, and Grant has just spotted a Golf with some dodgy taillights.
Would you like to show me where your compulsory rear red reflectors are?
They're on there, aren't they?
Are they? Where are they then? You haven't got any red reflectors, have you? Because somebody's painted over them.
It looks like the lad has tried to imitate a smoked glass effect by spray painting his lamps black.
Yeah, they're still in there. They ain't illegal.
They're not illegal?
From a shop.
What shop?
Halfords.
Halfords, what? Those whole lights like that, tinted from Halfords?
Yeah, they're in the plastic. It ain't sprayed.
He claims he bought them on the high street, but Grant can see it's a DIY job that's gone badly wrong.
Right, but that's not reflecting.
When a car's parked up, it's not the bulb but the reflectors which illuminate it to passing motorists. As his are covered in paint, the car would be virtually invisible on an unlit road.
OK. Can I also see your German driving licence and your German registration document?
What do you mean?
Well, you've got a German number plate on there.
I only impersonated one, though.
What do you mean it's not an impersonated
It's got
one?
all the things on there. Come on the front.
Right.
For some reason, he's replaced his British plates for German ones.
Explain to me how that fits into the UK regulations for a vehicle number plate. I will go through them. Of plastic construction. Is that plastic or metal? Metal, so no. The letters and numbers must comply to the same typeface as what's on the front of our police car. Is that the case? No. They're a show plate, not a number plate. Take them off. Have you got replacements with you?
No, not with me.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That means you can't drive your car, doesn't it?
The German number plates might look wunderbar whizzing down the Autobahn, but they don't cut the mustard on Her Majesty's highways. Plates from outside of the UK can come in all shapes and sizes and can't be read by speed cameras.
Those ones should be taken off and kept at home as show plates and never go back on that vehicle whenever it goes into a public place or onto the public road. Have you got your original rear lights at home?
Yeah.
You have. Are you going to put those back on? You are. Why are you going to put them back on?
Because they're not road legal.
Right, but you said a minute ago they were.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not.
Whatever isn't the type of attitude that Grant takes kindly to.
Take the advice, learn some respect.
Yeah, but out of why? For no reason.
Why?
Over, like, for no reason.
Why?
Out of everyone, you come round here and...
Yeah. If you'd have said, OK, officer, I accept your advice, that would have been the end of the matter. Instead, you become Mr. Stupid and dig yourself a big hole.
Yeah, but you're being all arrogant now, getting out.
Why am I being arrogant and all that? Why? I came over and spoke to you quite reasonably.
Wind me up, I'll come out with my mates. So
right.
You do that. And then
Right.
you over there,
Your car's not legal and shouldn't be on the road. Right. I'll warn you now that if you swear again, you will be arrested for a public order offence. You do not swear in public, and you particularly do not swear at a police officer when he is doing his job. If you were polite and reasonable, I would have given you words of advice. You weren't. You are continuing to be very stupid. Would you like me to do a full vehicle examination and prohibit your vehicle from being driven away? Yes? No?
The obvious answer is no.
OK then. An apology for swearing?
I'm sorry.
Good. Apology accepted.
He might have tried to act big in front of his mates, but the lad's cocky attitude has cost him £90 in fines.
If you do have evidence to say that those lights are road legal, which they're not, please take that to court with you and appeal the ticket.
He turned up to pay his fines a few days later with his motor fixed up and his tail between his legs.
Complete wally, that boy.
The Dartford River crossing carries 150,000 vehicles in and out of Essex every day. It links up two sections of the M25, with the bridge carrying cars south into Kent and the tunnel running north into Essex.
The fun of the Dartford River crossing, eh?
It's early afternoon, and Biggers and Andy are heading to the north end of the tunnel to monitor the ANPR.
Blue sky up there. What's going on?
It's been pouring all morning, but the rain has finally stopped and the sun has made an appearance too. But the British weather strikes again, and as the skies open, a hit comes up on the ANPR about a car that's been involved in a rather unusual crime.
Theft of hay? When was
It's a Renault Megane Scenic Sport. So it's the people carrier, yeah? I can't see that myself.
MPVs are normally seen doing the school run, but this one has been used to make off with a couple of bales of hay from a farm in Brentwood.
Know what lane it came through?
Through Tobble's 5.
Should be inside lane then. I thought we would have seen it by now. What's that in the outside lane?
Megane. That one there.
Yeah.
Gone past.
Biggers fires up the Scooby to make ground on the hay thieves. It's not exactly Grand Theft Auto, and the driving rain isn't going to make this job any more glamorous either.
They love this weather, Mike. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Wonderful. Makes me feel all warm inside that we have to come to work. It's even better as he's bucketed down. We're going to be stopping somebody. Oh, hang on, he's coming off.
He nearly done you then.
Nearly. But he's not good enough.
When the driver stops at some lights, there's a subtle clue that the Interceptors might be on the right track.
Straw hanging out the back of it.
Yeah, straw hanging out.
But it does appear that it has had hay or something in the back of it at some time because it's all over the back of the bumper of the vehicle.
It looks like this case has been cut and dried. Some more info comes through about the value of the man's ill-gotten gains.
2 bales of hay, £30.
It's expensive hay. I don't know anything about hay, but that's got to be like the Rolls Royce.
I remember back in the day when it was £1.50 a bale.
Biggers is starting to think they've pulled a short straw with this job. But business is business, and he signals to the driver to pull into a petrol station.
Deal with it in the dry.
Hello there, how you doing? I'll be totally honest with you, the reason we stopped you is because your vehicle's been seen stealing some hay in Brentwood a couple of weeks ago. And bearing in mind there's all hay hanging out the back of your car, I'd suggest it probably was into this vehicle.
Probably, yeah.
But there's a gentleman with grey hair being described as person responsible for doing it, which I would suggest would indicate yourself. Yeah?
They're used to stopping suspects with grass on them, but this is definitely a first.
We got some farm one day, we got a £20 new chains, we didn't leave any money.
Right.
We've been since and paid.
You've been there since and paid? Right.
I'm sure we went back and paid it, it's not...
But you haven't paid for it as yet?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
You'd remember though, wouldn't you? You haven't. So if you haven't paid for it, who else was going to pay for it?
Well, there was two of us there.
Yeah, some chap in camo or something. Camo gear, is that right?
Twice the men have been filmed by CCTV cameras at the scene of the crimes. The images are crystal clear, and there's not going to be a problem identifying this driver as one of the suspects.
It may seem a little bit silly. I mean, it's a couple of bales of hay, but still it's £30 that someone's out of pocket. And like I said to the gentleman, it's not a great deal of difference from if you went into the shop, took £30 of goods and left. You still haven't paid for it and it's still stolen. So, yeah, although it's hay, we've still got to deal with it.
The suspected straw rustler is taken back to Brentwood, where he later accepts a caution for theft.
He's been booked in. I feel a bit sorry for Blake. Suggest it'll probably be a bit of a caution or something like that.
I don't feel sorry for him at all. He's blatantly stolen the hay, and he's good enough without paying for it.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure he'll get bail though.
I'm sure he will get bail.
It's not all drug raids and vehicle pursuits for the Interceptors, and it's usually the odd calls that mean messed up meal times. Tonight, the A shift have had to stop off at a petrol station. Flinny, Emily and Rob were planning to get a big curry after work, but now they've had a call about a water leak and have had to make do with a snack.
I'm breaking my virginity on sushi. En route to this job, where we have a leaking flat into a flat below, I think. I'd rather have a sandwich.
Maybe it's the lack of a decent dinner, but Rob's imagination is running wild.
We're about to stumble across a cannabis bus, and the water is the hydroponics dripping through. Oh,
that's only the overflow in it. Here. Oh, there it is. You got water coming through. Oh, I see what we do.
The fella downstairs isn't too chuffed. The water's running into his flat, and the damage could run into the thousands.
Yeah, the waterfall's is coming out the overflow for this one, isn't it?
No, there's no lights on there, isn't it?
There's no reply from the leaky neighbours upstairs.
We don't know anyone who's got a spare key, do we?
Good luck kicking that.
Yeah, I reckon that'll go.
The owner is nowhere to be found, so it's down to A shift to stop the leak. But they haven't got a hoolie bar or an enforcer.
I'm just going to try and kick the door.
He's not going to be able to do it. It's rock solid.
Don't think we'll be able to do it.
I don't know. I reckon one more like that would do it.
All right, brace it, brace it.
It's braced. Oh, no.
Rob has eaten some sushi, but that doesn't turn him into the Karate Kid, unfortunately.
Taking a run up in the hotel.
Oh, that's a for that one. Do you want to brace it at the bottom?
Quite getting a high kick there, Flinny. Yeah.
If you go through that, because he's not expecting it to open, but when it does, it will be funny.
Then Rob tries brains where brawn has failed.
It's not sturdy enough.
But Flinny's a bit more old school.
I've got a small tool now to use. Let's go. Good bloody look on it, isn't it?
You know a burglar would get in there in 30 seconds.
Why don't you just do it Shining style, Flinny?
I haven't seen that film.
The water's still leaking, but unlike the flat, Flinny's got nothing left in his tank. Emily does the sensible thing and calls for assistance.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, we're trying to get in using a sledgehammer, but that's not working. This door's ridiculously strong. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, we're waiting for somebody to come down with a rammet so that we can give the door a proper hit with some weight. As you can see, it's all the windows are misted up, and so it's obviously been leaking, I'd say, for a little while. Should have ignored you and just got our curries and... It's a whammy.
Finally, an officer comes from Langdon to finish off what A shift couldn't. But he's come equipped.
There he is.
Just give it a little time. I've loosened it up, obviously. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'd have done that.
That's how you do it. Bloody hell, look at the door.
Once inside, the first priority is to find that leak.
Where the overflow was, so.
Water there.
Oh yeah, it's come out, but the
Yeah,
hot
there's
tank.
a crack in the tap.
Tank.
That's what it's in.
Get a crack in the tank, is it?
Rob tries to contact the tenant.
It's the police here. You don't live at do you? No, okay, no probs. Thanks, mate. Weirdo, okay.
Emily suggests looking on the landline's phone memory.
Are there any numbers saved in the actual phone? Is there a
hold
phone
on.
book?
Home. Home.
We'll call and
Must
see.
be his other half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
See?
Hello, is that it's the police here, it's nothing to worry about. Are you friends with the we're in his flat at the moment. He's had quite a big water leak and we're trying to get hold of him. Result. Thanks.
She's with him.
They've struck lucky. The man they're looking for is with the woman they've just called.
It's Essex Police here. We're in your flat. Just wonder where the coffee is. You've had a water leak. We've had to force your door in, I'm afraid. You've leaked into the flat below quite extensively. Just wonder if you could get back and we could leave it with you as such. Whereabouts are you? Far away? Oh, right, not far then. North Wales.
The Interceptors decide to get the landlord in. Half an hour later, she arrives.
Door's not looking great.
No. Unfortunately, a massive chunk of it came out.
We'll show you what we've kind of turned off to stop the water.
I'll get a new door tonight.
With the owner on site, the flat is secure. While she waits for a plumber and a locksmith, A-Shift can finally call it a day.
Go and have a